Hello there, a very good evening to you and a warm welcome to News Live on Channel I. I'm Kasuni Balachandra.
Good evening, I'm Clifford Richards. First of all, we take a look at the headlines. Sri Lankan and Japanese Prime Ministers begin official talks tomorrow. Satos outlets have to sell a bag of essential commodities at a reasonable price. Excise officers come under attack during an illicit liquor raid. Farmers receive a high price for their paddy yield in the Maha season. 8 people have been killed in by-election violence in Kashmir. Moving on to the stories in detail. Today marks the Buck Full Moon Poy Day, which commemorates Lord Buddha's second visit to Sri Lanka. Religious observances including silk campaigns, meditation, almsgivings and also benevolent activities were conducted in all Buddhist temples countrywide. 5 years after attaining enlightenment, the Lord Buddha has visited Nagadeep on a full moon Poy Day like today to settle a clash between Naga kings Chulodara and Mahodara. He preached the Naga tribe and made them understand the value of peace, averting the war between the two kings. Naga king Manikitta extended an invitation to the Lord Buddha to visit Kalaniya on a similar day. This full moon Poy Day is of great significance to Buddhist devotees in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka Rupawani brought its Saddharma Varsha Poya Day live telecast from Bomiriya Ganewata Purana Rajoha Vihara in Kaduwala today. Silk campaigns, Buddha pujas, Dhamma sermons, Dhamma discourses and several religious programs were conducted at the temple today. Sadham Yatra Dhamma sermon was delivered by the Venerable Dr. Olangavatte Chandasirithera at Velunna Rajamaha Vihara in Kantale today. Our correspondent reported that the large number of devotees attended religious observances including silk campaigns at the Anuradhapura historic Jayashree Mahabodhi premises today. Religious programs have been organized on the directions of the chief priest of the Atamasthani, the Venerable Pallegama Sri Nivasa Thera. Religious ceremonies were also being conducted at the Ruanbali Sahib premises as well. Hundreds of Buddhist devotees were seen worshipping the sacred tooth relic at the Sri Dharada Maligaon in Kandy today. The unveiling of the golden fence and marble Buddha statue at the Sri Sambodhi temple in Norelia took place today. The Buddha statue was brought to the temple in a colorful procession from Norelia town.
The annual New Rice Festival was held at historic Rock Temple Sacred Area in Polonnaruwa this morning under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. The President visited the Rock Temple Sacred Area and participated religious observances after offering pirikara at Buddha statue. The President offered Lord Buddha the main portion of paddy harvest of his own paddy field located in Lakshayana village of Parakrama Samudra scheme. Farmers in the area also offered their portions of paddy harvest of the Maha season to Lord Buddha on the occasion. Focusing attention on a request made by a young hearing-impaired woman, the President has pledged to provide all assistance for her future education. Head of Sulusmastania, the Venerable Vendaruwe Upalinayaka Thera, Agriculture Minister of the province Punchi Bandara Ratnayaka and several provincial people's representatives were present. Thereafter, he visited his native Lakshayana village and inspected cultivations at his home garden. He extended well wishes for the new year for villagers who converged there to see their leader. The President also focused attention on problems brought to his notice by villagers. President Maithripala Sirisena visited near the Parakrama Samudra and spent some time there taking a rest. He also met several residents in the area.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who left the island on an official tour of Japan, has arrived at the Narita International Airport at 5:30 p.m. Japan time. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Professor Maitri Wickremesinghe and the Sri Lankan delegation was received by the Japanese Prime Minister's Special Advisor Hiroto Ishumi at the airport. Sri Lankan Ambassador in Japan, Professor Dhammika Ganganath Dissanayake, and the Japanese Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Kenichi Suganuma, were present at the airport to welcome the Sri Lankan Premier. Official talks between representatives of the two countries will begin tomorrow. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe will meet his Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe and senior officials tomorrow. The Japanese government says Sri Lankan Prime Minister's official tour of Japan will further strengthen friendly relations between the two countries. Ministers Dr. Sarath Amadugama, Malik Samarwickrama, Parliamentarian Ashu Marasinghe, Secretary to the Prime Minister Saman Ekanayake, Additional Secretary Saman Ataudehetti, and the Special Assistant to Prime Minister Sandra Pereira are accompanying the Premier during his official tour of Japan.
Health Minister Dr. Rajat Senaratne emphasizes the need of taking stern actions against leaders of Government Medical Officers Association for attempting to topple the government. He was speaking at the Nurses Diploma presentation ceremony held at Temple Trees at Colombo today. Minister Dr. Rajat Senaratne noted that certain trade unions were claiming that their strike was successful after launching it by informing the whole country. He asked as to how they claim their strike successful, taking innocent patients as hostages. They have claimed victory by pushing patients into difficulty and at the risk of lives of critically ill patients. Trade unions should resort to strike as a final trade union action. If the union cannot gain a solution for their demands, then it is not unjustifiable for the waging of a struggle. He said that he was also involved in such strikes. The government should take stern actions against this trade union for taking innocent patients as hostages. They have stepped in to topple the government, but they cannot do it. No one should think that this good governance government is similar to late Prime Minister SWRD Bandaranaike's government. He added that the government is ready to show its strength if anyone think its human quality as a weakness, he said. 1,290 nurses received diploma certificates at the ceremony. Awards were presented to nurses who have shown special skills in 15 nurses' schools in the island. MRS Madhushika of Kurunagala Nurses School has won the first place.
Well, 3 people have been killed in a road traffic accident in Boyagene area that's on the Colombo-Kurunagala main road in the early hours of today. A 3-wheeler collided with a fast-moving tipper head-on, killing the 25-year-old driver of the 3-wheeler. His mother, wife and 1.5-year-old daughter also sustained critical injuries in the accident and have been admitted to the Kurunagala hospital for treatment. Later, the small girl and the mother have succumbed to their injuries. The other injured woman is now receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of the Kurunagala hospital. Driver of the tipper has been taken into custody. Relatives have accused the police for taking the side of the driver during their investigations. The police suspect that the driver of the 3-wheeler has fallen asleep at the time of the accident, and the Pothuhara police are conducting further investigations. Well, people, especially the youth, should be more cautious on road safety to prevent road traffic accidents during festive period. Well, in fact, Facebook has focused attention on a footage where Super Indian cricket superstar Sachin Tendulkar was seen giving advice to young men driving vehicles. Former skipper Sachin Tendulkar is very popular in India and also other test-playing countries in the world. 2 young men riding a motorcycle have made an attempt to take a selfie with Tendulkar when he was driving his vehicle. Tendulkar has given them an opportunity to take the selfie, but has given valuable advice on road safety to them.
अच्छा एक प्रॉमिस करो नेक्स्ट टाइम हेलमेट डालोगे ओके इट्स डेंजरस फॉर यू ना लाइफ प्रेशियस है बहुत ओके इज दैट अ प्रॉमिस यस सर थैंक यू सो मच 100% ओके हेलमेट डालो भाई
Sri Lanka Rupawani Corporation has launched a national road safety initiative with the aim of protecting lives from road traffic accidents. The corporation has advised motorists to be cautious during the festive period when driving vehicles.
Lanka Sathasa has made a significant achievement in its historic and overnight network expansion recently. The state-owned retail chain has unveiled a program of distributing bags of household goodies at reduced prices to consumers during New Year festive season. The price of a bag of essential commodities worth 1,515 rupees will be supplied to consumers at a price of 975 rupees. The government has allocated an additional sum of 540 million rupees for this program of distributing bags of 10 essential commodities, including dal, potatoes, big onions, rice, sprouts, sugar, canned fish, milk powder, gram and dried chilies. The action taken by Lanka Sathasa outlets has brought relief to around 1 million households in the New Year season. Minister of Industry and Commerce Rishad Badiuddin said that the President has directed the ministry to provide relief to consumers through Lanka Sathasa outlets during the festive season. He visited the Borella Lanka Sathasa outlet along with Finance Minister Ravi Karnanayake to inspect the distribution of household items to consumers as a New Year promotional campaign. 1 million bargain hampers with many household items will be distributed till April 20th at all Lanka Sathasa outlets.
Well, it's time to move to Asia, and we have Asia in 1 minute.
Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull today met his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi in New Delhi for bilateral discussions to boost bilateral trade and economic ties. Malaysia's airport customs seized about $3.1 million worth of rhino horns which were shipped from Mozambique via Doha. The case was still being investigated and no suspects have been arrested or found. A week-long extreme military exercise was launched recently in northwest China. The exercise is intended to strengthen the anti-terror performance of the special troops. An annual festival celebrating the spring sightseeing season has started in the ancient Japanese city of Kamakura. The Kamakura Matsuri festival is held every year to promote the city.
Welcome back, and we continue with more local stories. 2 officers of Badul Excise Unit have sustained injuries in an attack by a gang of youth when a team of excise officers raided an illicit liquor production den. It was located at Koleaya village in Keselpota, Mahayangana. 2 injured officers were admitted to Mahayangana Base Hospital for treatment. The 8-member team of excise officers has conducted the raid on a complaint received from the Presidential Task Force and Weather Chieftain Uruwarige Vanialatho yesterday. They have inspected a house at Koleaya area during their raid. They seized a stock of cannabis in the possession of a person living in the house. A subsequent search operation was conducted for illicit liquor. At that time, a group of young men has attacked the excise officers using poles and weapons. Excise officer Manjula Amarasinghe and excise Inspector W.I. Veerasinghe sustained injuries in the attack. 4 suspects involved in the attack have been taken into custody by the Mahayangana police. They will be produced before Mahayangana magistrate shortly.
The Lunugambehera Muanvawa Service Shelter was opened by Minister Sajith Premadasa today. The Muanvawa Service Centre was built under the program of uplifting 15,000 villagers. The government has spent 2 million rupees to build the service shelter. A large number of people could obtain various services from the new service shelter.
Farmers in Polonnaruwa have been able to get the highest price in the history for their paddy yield during this Maha season. These farmers say that the reason for this was the fixing of a guaranteed price by the government and the implementation of several proposals providing benefits for them. The harvesting of paddy yield in the Maha season in Polonnaruwa district is now underway following the end of dry weather pattern. Farmers are receiving a price of 3,050 rupees per bag of paddy under 14% moisture standard. They also get a price of 2,300 rupees per bag of paddy directly harnessed from the field. A kilogram of dried Nadu paddy is now being sold at a price of 47 rupees and a kilogram of wet Nadu paddy at 42 rupees. Our correspondent reported that the income of farmers has been increased under these circumstances.
Well, Sri Lanka currently facing one of the worst droughts in the last 4 decades. India has provided emergency assistance of water and also rice to the island. This was reported with the New Indian Express. The Indian government has already handed over 8 water bowsers to the Sri Lankan authorities, and a consignment of 100 metric tons of rice would also be delivered soon. The supply of these items in the nature of emergency assistance is to augment relief measures undertaken in the wake of severe drought faced by Sri Lanka. This was stated by Indian External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj in Parliament. The Sri Lankan government has already taken measures to tackle the rice shortage. It has already waived off taxes on rice imports.
Foreign news on the other side of this break.
Welcome back after the break, and we move on to international stories. 8 people have been killed and more than 200 injured after police clashed with protesters during a by-election in Indian-administered Kashmir. Police imposed curfew-like curbs across several parts of the country. Paramilitary forces fired bullets and shotgun pellets as people protesting against Indian rule stormed polling stations near Srinagar yesterday. Indian media reports that 2 schools were set on fire by unknown protesters. Roads were blocked with barricades and some train services were also suspended. Rebel groups in Indian-administered Kashmir have for decades called for either independence or a union with Pakistan. These groups have rejected local elections and urged voters to boycott yesterday's poll, which took place after a politician resigned over what is described as the anti-people agenda of the Indian government. Another by-election to fill a separate parliamentary seat is set to take place in Antagnak district on 12th of April. The results of both polls are expected on the 15th of April.
Fierce clashes broke out in Budgam between security forces and protesters. Mobs threw stones and petrol bombs at...
And now for some foreign news in brief. Attacks on 2 Coptic churches in Egypt have killed 44 people yesterday. A 3-month state of emergency has been imposed after the attacks. The measure allows authorities to make arrests without warrants and search people's homes. So-called Islamic State claimed responsibility for the blasts. The group has targeted Copts in Egypt recently and warned of more attacks. High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Federica Mogherini, yesterday said the only way to resolve the conflict in Syria is through political dialogue. She said the European Union strongly condemned the suspected chemical gas attack in Syria and would not accept the use of chemical weapons by any country. The European Union hopes to investigate the incident as soon as possible to find out the truth. Aerial surveys have shown unprecedented coral bleaching in consecutive years has damaged 2/3 of Australia's Great Barrier Reef. According to scientists, the bleaching or loss of algae affects a 1,500 kilometre stretch of the reef. The latest damage is concentrated in the middle section. Experts fear the proximity of the 2 events will give damaged coral little chance to recover. Turkish Airlines cabin crew helped a French Guinean passenger give birth to a baby girl on board a flight from Guinea to Istanbul. The baby girl, named Khadiju, was born at 42,000 feet. Both mother and the baby are reported to be in good condition. Turkish Airlines, like most other carriers, allow pregnant women to fly up to the 35th week of pregnancy, but signed doctor's report is required from 28 weeks onwards. A Mexico City ice cream shop serves up frozen treats specially made for animals. Shop owner says the puppy ice cream, which he created, is safe for humans but is specially designed for pets. The ice cream is made of natural yogurt and lactobacillus bacteria, which help in digestion, while normal ice cream can cause pain and diarrhea in dogs. The critically acclaimed production Harry Potter and the Cursed Child of J.K. Rowling cast a magical spell at the Olivier Awards yesterday, scooping 9 wins at Britain's big night for theatre. The 8th story in the Harry Potter series, the play follows Rowling's young boy wizard and friends Ron and Hermione into adulthood. It took Best New Play, Best Actor and Actress in a Supporting Role, as well as Best Director.
Well, moving on to some exciting IPL news. Mumbai Indians beat Kolkata Knight Riders by 4 wickets in a thrilling 2017 Indian Premier League match played at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai yesterday. Sri Lanka Air's pace bowler Lasith Malinga excelled in bowling in this first match representing Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians won the toss and invited Kolkata Knight Riders to bat first. They scored 178 for the loss of 7 in their allotted 20 overs. Manish Pandey top scored with 81. Lasith Malinga took 2 wickets in 4 overs. This was his first match in this year's IPL tournament. Bimanshu Pandey took 3 wickets, chasing a victory target of 179. Mumbai Indian opener Ajay Patel and Charles Butler scored 65 runs for the first wicket. Nitish Rana hit a sparkling 50. Mumbai Indians rode on a 12-ball 29 from Hardik Pandey to win the match. 1 ball remaining, they scored the winning target of 179, losing 6 wickets in 19.5 overs.
He's got something on it. Big shot for leg before. Doesn't look like, especially on a pitch like this. Third man coming under it. No power, directed, is gone. Just picked up beautifully that. Now he screamed that over the mid-wicket fielder. What a start to the over. And then he gets a Yorker in the right place, gets a single. Oh, terrific! Hardik Pandya. Oh, he had that in the slot. Oh, that's a miss. Leg ball again. He hasn't timed as well at all. Fielder getting under it. Oh dear. Pressure again. Yeah, goes for. He's picked up nicely. Doesn't get there. That's 4. And they won the game. Hardik Pandya doesn't.
And in curling, Canada beat Sweden 4-2 in the final Men's World Curling Championships, becoming 2017 champions. Switzerland won the bronze medal after beating USA 7-5. Hosts Canada won the 2017 Men's Curling World Championship trophy yesterday at the end of the dominant performance that saw them undefeated. Canada, with skip Brad Gusho, ended the round-robin stage of the week-long championship in